Welcome to the Korea Daily Briefing for March 27th, 2026. Let's get into the top stories making headlines today. President Lee Jae-myung announced major military reforms during a meeting with top brass at the Defense Ministry on Friday. Lee vowed to swiftly retake wartime operational control from the United States, calling self-reliant defense essential amid a grave security situation. He also unveiled plans for a selective conscription system, allowing eligible men to choose between traditional military service and technology-intensive combat roles. The reforms come as South Korea faces rising tensions from the Middle East conflict and North Korea's installation of iron fences inside the DMZ. Turning to the economy, ruling and opposition parties are clashing over the timeline for a critical supplementary budget vote. The government plans to submit a 25 trillion won emergency budget to the National Assembly on March 31st to cushion the economic blow from surging oil prices. The Democratic Party is pushing for a vote by April 9th, while the People Power Party wants a delay until April 16th. The budget will target livelihood support for vulnerable groups, industrial damage control, and supply chain security, all funded by surplus tax revenue without new bonds. In market news, the Kospi tumbled over 3% on Thursday, sinking to a two-week low. Semiconductor heavyweights led the decline, with Samsung Electronics falling 4% and SK Hynix dropping over 5%. Conflicting signals over U.S.-Iran negotiations rattled investor confidence, as Iran's foreign minister dismissed reports of formal talks with Washington. In entertainment, the highly anticipated BTS documentary, The Return, premieres today on Netflix. Directed by Bong Joon-ho, the film chronicles the band's reunion in Los Angeles and the creation of their fifth studio album, Erarang. The release caps a massive week for BTS, whose album sold over 4 million copies in its first 7 days. And finally, Seoul is experiencing a historic tourism surge, welcoming a record 2 million international visitors in March alone. The BTS comeback concert at Gwanghwamun Square drew over 100,000 fans, boosting nearby retail revenues by up to 500%. Hotel bookings by foreign visitors jumped 103%, and K-pop merchandise sales in Myeongdong surged 190%. Analysts estimate the total economic impact of BTSnomics could exceed 3 trillion won, or roughly $2 billion. That's all for today's Korea Daily Briefing. Thank you for watching.